We're here today with world champion bull rider Scott Mendes, and we are so honored that Scott could do this weekend for us at the Met Church. And it is incredible to realize what this guy has achieved in his career, to be a world champion in the most dangerous sport known to mankind, man, bull riding. That is just awesome, Scott, and we're so thrilled that you could be a part of this, man. I mean, how did you get into this? I mean, what in the world makes anybody want to be a bull rider?
Well, you definitely have to be on course with destiny. You know, all I can really say about that, Pastor, is you got to have a passion, a love. It's something by choice that I had interest in. It was something I believe God deposited in my heart, and then would take the process of a lifetime, the journey, if you will, to establish and to mature that, and then eventually with the motive of using it for His kingdom. So it's awesome to be a part of that.
That's great. What was your first bull ride like, Scott?
Well, I was about 5 or 6 years old. I started off on the little guys, the baby calves, and it was exciting. I had no idea at that time that God could use it or wanted to use it. But as we just, submit our lives and our plans and our gifts and talents back to Him, He's faithful. So
from 5 years old, man, you had a passion to do this, and then to be at the top of your game. I mean, what's it like winning a world championship? What was that like?
Well, I tell you what, people ask me that all the time. It was a blessing. In the natural realm, it was something that that God, your Father, was blessed with you, because that's something that has to happen, that's ordained by the test of time. So to be able to actually be receiving that honor was without a doubt exciting, but nowhere near as fulfilling as making Jesus the Lord of my life.
Awesome, man. That's great. Well, there's no doubt you are passionate about what you do, my friend. You absolutely are. That's great.
I just want to talk with you a minute briefly about some of the equipment that we use. Obviously, as trained athletes, we don't go into competition being unprepared or unready for our competition. Bottom line is, folks, it boils down to how bad you want to ride. For me as an athlete, knowing that I was doing what I was called to do was an awesome thing. But still, in the natural realm, I had to prepare myself and to discipline myself. And so in order to do that, I had, much like the Word of God, I had boundaries and rules that I had to submit myself into. And so when I showed up at a rodeo, the one thing I wanted to do was I wanted to be prepared both spiritually, physically, and well rested, so that when I approach the game, the competition, my competitor, if you will, the animal, the beast, his job is to buck me off, and if he has the opportunity, he's going to run over me. So many things that we could touch on. Today I'd like to just talk a little bit about our equipment. It's like anything in life, you've got to hold on. It's been said that if you don't do something with life, life will do something with you. So what we have here is we have a bull rope. Basically a suitcase handle, as you'd see this here. This is what the rider's going to be actually holding on to the animal. This is the only thing besides a big heart that he has to work with. And so the rider would put his hand into a glove, a leather glove. It's pretty much moistened with a basin of rosin, much like your professional baseball players, and that would give me a sticky substance to hold on to. Once we put our hand into the rope, the rope is adjusted around the animal according to his size. And so you go into your rope and you size it onto your animal. The bells are basically for awareness, allowing people to understand that there's some action going on. Also to release the rope from the animal once we're done riding. You can see the traditional shaps. In this case here, this is a place for corporate sponsors, also a place to market who you are. This sword is really symbolic for Hebrews 4:12 that says the Word of God is quicker and sharper than any two-edged sword, and so forth. And then we have the fact that we're in God's hands when we're riding, and also the logo that says in Hebrews 10:24, it says, "Let us consider how we may spur one another on towards love and good deeds." So this is really where this evolved. As you can see here, a protective vest. Basically, after the death and injury of my friend Lane Frost, these vests were designed and endorsed by professional rodeo athletes. Now, this vest is kind of two-part. It protects the rider's midsection. Probably not going to save you every time you get hit, but it may just keep you from having an injury bad enough to have to go home and stay on the road just sored up. So we have a protective vest. We have a rope. Also, we have the ability to ride the animals with our feet. As you can see here, I've got a lace-up pair of boots. We use a spur that's somewhat loosely tied to in my feet. We've got a rowel that helps us to have contact with the animal on our feet when we're riding. And folks, the thing that I want to interject here is all aspects of this equipment help me to perform a job with excellence. I have to take and basically invest into this equipment at a very modified, custom level at my game. There's no part of this equipment that should ever let you down in competition. So much like the Word of God, it has a specific meaning and a job to do. And so it's exciting when you get out to the arena, you're confident as an athlete, you're studied in the Word of God, your performance is on the top of the game, you suit yourself in this full armor of God, if you will, and you basically pull your hat down at that point and let destiny take care of itself. So these tools are very exciting. There's even times when a rider you'll notice that riders in the modern day have been using and executing a mouthpiece. I think much like the Word of God, that helps us to control our tongue and very vital in how we carry ourselves as a professional athlete, because who we are and who we perceive ourselves is how others perceive us. So it's a blessing to go over the equipment with you, and I look forward to some more of this video. I'd like to take just a few moments to talk to you about the practice that's required into peaking, if you will, into the top of your game. No matter what you're approaching, I feel that it's very important that one is willing to answer those questions of sacrifice. As you know, you'll never see any other professional athlete, and rodeo is no different, especially bull riding. You have to literally discipline yourself, bring your body into subjection, and make it line up to the rules and accordance of the game. Now, bull riding, like any other sport, is not a franchise sport. I have to be the person with the passion and the desire to get up early in the morning, spend hours jogging, proper nutrition, being able to control my weight while I'm riding. Bull riding, I guess if you could just kind of get it down into a nutshell, is really based off of center of balance, determination, and understanding how to make proper upper body movements while controlling your lower body. These things are learned over the course of time. They don't happen overnight. So anytime you see somebody that's at a high level in their career, you're going to have to say that individual has paid the price of perfect practice over and over again in order to have a spirit of excellence. Is it within that 8 seconds you're going to have to literally mold yourself to that animal. It is a judged event, so how well you mold yourself to that animal is going to be very important. So the difference between maybe the amateur or the guy starting out and the professional is exactly that, the practice that he has sacrificed to approach the game with excellence. You're a former student. I've worked with you. We've talked about performance, preparation, and practice. You're fixing to get on a bull for us. Give us a little insight. What's going through your mind?
What's going through my mind is just basically doing everything right. Once you get to this stage, you don't want to be thinking about other things. You want to be focused on what you're doing. This is a very serious situation right here.
Well, I hope you're enjoying it to this point. Once again, we've got another performance fixing to take place. It is with no doubt, it's a privilege and an honor to be with Senior Pastor Bill Ramsey's son, Billy. Billy, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Hey, it's exciting to have you here at beautiful Eagle Mountain International Church. They tell me you've been riding bulls for about 1.5 years, had some time off.
Yes, sir.
What's it like coming back out here today and just getting ready to get on?
Oh, I'm just real anxious, ready to go.
Good. Now, obviously, having been ridden for 1.5 years, you've had to go through some preparation, some practice, some hard things in your life. What gives you the strength and the confidence to want to keep doing this? Because it is dangerous. I mean, you've got to make that decision. Once you make it, what's holding you together to want to do this?
Well, for one, God, and two, I just always wanted to be a bull rider ever since I was little, and I know I couldn't be doing it without God.
All right. Well, my head is black and my boots are tall. We might look a little strange to you. These spurs I'm wearing, they ain't for show, no, no. Well, I just got back from a rodeo.